What was your most uncomfortable experience that first year in college, and how did you get through that?
Um, so I think it would come to finding a place socially. Um, there's a really like famous video, and it's a girl in Stanford or from who went to Stanford for undergrad, and she did it for a class, but she talks about, college. I was told this is where I'm going to find my people. This is where I'm going to find myself. This is where I'm going to learn X, Y, and Z. Um, I'm a semester in, and I haven't found that yet. And what the heck is wrong with me? What's going on? Where's my best friend for life that I'm going to room with? Um, and so you know, for whatever reason, whether it's you have a relationship or ties in other places, I think really being present at the start of college was really important. And I don't know if I did that as well. I had a great roommate, and we were pretty different people in a lot of ways. I'm so excited that he's still my friend, and it worked out beautifully. And we were random, so I had no clue. Um, but he started his career and he got into Greek life, and he had a lot more active social life, I guess, than I did. And him and I were friends, but we also kind of developed our own groups. And sometimes it was, and I was still dating someone who went to my high school, was a year younger, but sometimes I wasn't fully. I don't think I was fully there. And right or wrong, you can always find your place, but especially those first, month or 6 weeks or a couple weeks, that's when everyone's trying to find a group, everyone's trying to find a friend, and it might not be a forever friend, but you want to find people to associate with. Um, and so if you do have something that it isn't bad, but is another influence, whether it's someone you're dating, you're spending time with them, or you're spending time talking to them, or you're maybe holding back because you're dating someone, so maybe you're not trying to seem funny or flirty or something like that. Um, so I remember kind of getting a couple weeks in and knowing people, and going to social events and everything, and that's kind of another discussion how much you want to get into that. But um, you feel like either you should have these people, you should have this roommate who's going to be your forever friend, and you should know that from the first day, or you should have these three people that have the exact same likes as you, and another group that have a different like that's identical, and you're going to have these groups, and it's going to be easy, and you're going to have so many people, and when you go home, you're going to talk about the 50 new friends you have, and maybe that's true. For me, it wasn't, and I went from having a lot of close friends and teammates, and DECA peers and things like that in high school, and going to college and saying I know a lot of people, and I've had some cool late night discussions at college, and we've gone to get beat ups at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I don't think I have someone right now that I can't wait to bring home to introduce to my high school friends or my parents. Um, so that's where I struggle. Where is this place? I should have this. Everyone's told me I'm going to have this. Everyone told me how great college is, and college is. It's awesome. I love it now. But I think having expectations, understanding that, and knowing, maybe if I would have been a little more present or said yes to going for this long walk when I had something the next morning, I think balancing that, being a student, being a college student, and being a human and having a social life was difficult for me. And I found myself where I'm like, I know people, but I don't feel like I have close friends yet. And that was kind of terrifying. I felt like I was doing it wrong. Um,
When did you finally start to make friends, and how did you find them? Where were the places you found them?
yeah, so I got involved with some student groups initially. Um, I think also that was a wake up call because I felt like there's a lot of people that are really opening, and I was like trying to get into like leadership, and I was like, okay, there's like politics here that I didn't expect. Um, just because it's a bigger environment. I think really though was the relationship didn't work out, just distance and everything, and kind of committing more to being like, all right, I'm gonna not worry less about school, but say yes to more stuff and say yes to more things socially, and go do this thing that I probably shouldn't waste time, and I should probably be studying, and I have an early class, I'm gonna be really tired in that econ lecture. Um, but say yes, let's go, let's go get food, or just asking people across the hall, hey, you guys want to go hit the all cart right now, or are you walking to class? Let's go. I think, especially for people that I think a lot of my friends too, when they struggle to fit socially, they identify themselves as a student and they threw themselves into their studies and they focused and they made plans and they were at every lecture, which is awesome. And if that's you, and that was me at times, I think it's really great too. How do you use that? If you're really passionate about this class, maybe ask somebody, take a leap and say, hey, do you want to study together? Do you want to go to the library for 20 minutes? Um, I think I just got a little more confident that I don't need to have it all figured out. Um, my roommate was great. He was always quick to say, "Hey, here's my fraternal brothers, or here's this group that I know. Like, let's come,
Yeah.
come walk with us." Um, Honestly, it's taking that chance and
Yeah.
asking somebody, "Do you want to study, or do you want to go get ice cream, or do you want to go get food?"
Ian, did you ever think of quitting or going home?
Um, I think I realized that it would have been easier if I was at home or if I went to UMD with a lot of my classmates because I would have had that structure. Or if I just stayed as an athlete and went and took the scholarship and just focused on that, because then I know what I'm supposed to do. It's told to me. I don't have to find it. Um, but I think part of it was just talking to my friends back home and talking to my friends there. And if something's hard, that usually means the whole tunnel analogy. Like it's dark because you can't see it. It's cheesy, but I think it's really true. There's a lot of really great things, and getting through those kind of sketchy times at the start socially, now I appreciate so much more when, I go and grab a burger with a friend, or we meet before class, or now we're trying to jump on Zoom lectures because it's really awkward and weird.
Yeah.
Um, I think when it's hard, you'll appreciate it more when it gets better,
Right.
whether it's a teammate you found or whatnot. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, you chose a harder path because you were an athlete who had a place, and when you're on a team, you're accepted, and, people like you, and it's, usually an easier experience in all different ways, but it sounds like it was hard for you, and it took a good year. We say it took a good year for you to find your relationships, your friendships?
Um, yeah, I think part of it too was realizing that they were there too. Because if you have an expectation of what it's going to be in your head, and then it's not that, and then you look and you realize, oh no, we're not buddy buddy on Instagram, but he's hanging out in our room and we're chatting later, watching a football game together, something like that. But kind of taking those things and realizing what they're there for. Part of that's just struggling with your expectations of college, but I'd say it took the first semester. I'd say coming back
Yeah.
after break was really nice because I realized the difference between college and home and great things about both and things I missed from college. So